ready to go. The Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix is set, the first of this doubleheader weekend. Let's go! Back racing in the Motor City. And a good start from Pato O'Ward. But here's Rossi looking up the inside. Pagenaud in that bright yellow car on the inside of Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Hunter-Reay goes to the outside in that yellow and red DHL car. They're too wide through turn 2, and watch them jump off the exit here. It's really squirrely. See who pops out for the brake zone. Grosjean defends on Ed Jones.
And here comes Will Power, the black and red car on his teammate Joseph Newgarden. Wheel to wheel, Pagenaud on the inside of Hunter-Reay.
Hunter-Reay and Pagenaud have been side by side for 3 corners. Now Pagenaud muscles his way through. Now it really narrows up on track. On board with Scott Dixon.
Overtime action there in Premier Lacrosse League, and great action here in the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix. It's round 7 of the NTT IndyCar Series here in Detroit on beautiful Belle Isle, and we're on the opening lap of this 70-lap race. Pato O'Ward of Arrow McLaren SP won the pole position, led the field to green, and remains in that top spot.
Here comes the leader, Pato O'Ward in that black and orange car. That's Alexander Rossi in the pink and white Auto Nation car running 1-2. That's to complete the first lap. And it was a remarkably clean first lap. A lot of side-by-side action, but no contact, no yellows. Now they start to string out a little bit.
This 22-year-old Mexican won his 3rd pole position of his young career earlier today here on a very hot and humid day. And he is well in command. This is Takuma Sato on Marcus Erickson. Nice work.
Go, go, go. Good job.
Let's take you back, just so you didn't miss anything. This was the start just moments ago, a lap ago, and O'Ward got that beautiful initial jump.
Watch that bright yellow Menard Chevrolet for Simon Pagenaud. Ducks inside. Ryan Hunter-Reay in the yellow and red DHL car. Hunter-Reay gets the position back, but then all the way down in turn 3, Simon Pagenaud is going to send it again, so it strings out up front. We're still watching the replay of the start on the left-hand side of the screen. And then they fan out to where they run right now. Pagenaud ahead of Hunter-Reay, P8 and P9.
Lee Diffie, Townsend Bell, Marty Snyder, and Kevin Lee with you here. Look at that. We are smack bang in the middle of the Detroit River here on Belle Isle. This is the 28th time that IndyCars have raced at this very demanding venue. And there is a real mix of experience and non-experience. There are 7 drivers in this race who have never, ever raced here, and they are learning the hard way.
Absolutely. Rossi now starting to reel in Pato O'Ward a little bit as they come to the longest straightaway on the track. This is between turns 2 and 3, and Kevin Lee, Hunter-Reay's in the pits already.
And this is the earliest you can come. By rule, you must run 2 laps on the alternates, and Ray Gosselin told me, watch for us coming in immediately because they don't think the Reds will last long enough, Marty.
A number of cars coming down pit road, Kevin Lee, and you see all these guys pitting here. As you mentioned, all these teams on sticker red tires to start the race or scuffed red tires. So now that's taking care of that for Firestone and that what they have to run early in this race. And you see a problem for Scott McLaughlin on pit road. He started after a wreck in practice yesterday, so now they've satisfied that obligation. Traditionally, these alternate tires, they fall off very quickly, meaning they lose a lot of lap time as we ride on board with Scott McLaughlin as they go along. So these guys getting to primary tires, this should help them. A little strategy play. How about on lap 1, Lee?
Hey, Marty, there was an error there. That was a very slow stop in the McLaughlin pit. We'll follow up on that. This is Alexander Rossi, the Auto Nation onboard. He's gained ground on the race leader, Pato O'Ward, who dives for the pits.
Wow, nobody wants to run on the red tire. Rossi stays out. So this commits O'Ward to a 3-stop strategy as Rossi's going to hang on, and we'll be watching Rossi's lap times closely as O'Ward at the bottom end of the screen is with Kevin Lee on pit lane.
And it's a quick stop going to the primary Firestones. Pato O'Ward is back out, so we'll keep an eye on Alexander Rossi. How long can he make the alternates last?
There's Simon Pagenaud, that bright yellow car. The orange and blue car is Scott Dixon, tied for second in the championship points with the former race leader Pato O'Ward, trying to make up ground after a devastating Indianapolis 500, where the car ran short on fuel very early in the race during the first caution period, and he was playing catch-up from that point on.
So Rossi out front by 3.3 seconds over Grosjean. And in previous Detroit Grand Prix, as recently as 2019, we saw these red tires, and I remember specifically on Scott Dixon's car back then, absolutely fall off a cliff in terms of performance. So Rossi's going to hang on and see what the pace is like. Nobody's really had a chance to test this year's reds to see what the durability is going to be like. You see the current tire on the left-hand side. Everybody that stayed out for the most part on reds, except Scott Dixon, who started on the harder compound.
PNC Bank on board here at Dixon through turn 1. Turn 2, watch this crest over the hill. Whoa, that bumper's got a lot worse over the past 2 winters, Marty Snyder.
Boy, we're seeing so many cars pit early here, Lee. It's kind of surprising, though, to see a lot of teams give up track position. Colton Herta among them, Joseph Newgarden at the head of pit road. Everyone getting off those alternate tires, and you see Newgarden get out right in front of Colton Herta there. What I'm surprised by, Townsend, is guys like, especially Pato O'Ward, who pitted from the pole. He pitted from the lead and gave up all that track position to get off the alternate tires.
Watch this, Colton Herta, the young gun, on the grippier section of the track, but Newgarden elbows out, tries to block him a little bit. Let's see if he gets a little bit of a fade here into turn 4. Newgarden gets the position back, but almost loses it.
Whoa, the two-time champion had his hands full. Did he keep it out of the wall?
I think so. Nope,
no, he did not.
Might not be on.
I don't know what's going on. It was anti-stall. Got emergency mode or something?
Almost
yeah,
looked like the left rear's waggling around like
stuck.
it's not on.
Something broken there?
Yeah,
I think so. I think I lost a drive shaft or something.
It's like something stuck, and he said he thinks the drive shaft fell out of it. Oh, no. Remember,
Try to make it back
2019,
here.
he won the first race here at Detroit, and then in the second one had a wreck in that race. So this is not a good start for Joseph Newgarden, Kevin.
And Alexander Rossi comes in. So what this does, he's a little better on the fuel than everybody else. Those that came in at lap 2, maybe you have to save just a teeny bit. Rossi is going to be able to go stronger. Further back on pit lane, maybe you can catch Ryan Hunter-Reay. He was the first to pit, but on his outlap, he tagged the wall. They've shut the car off, so the disastrous season continues for Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Meanwhile, Pato O'Ward back to the front. That's the blend back out for Rossi. And Hunter-Reay with issues. Looks like left rear. I wonder if there was contact.
Left toe link. He slapped the wall with the left side.
In that DHL Pride livery celebrating Pride Month, Ryan was in the mix at the Indy 500. It's gone away from him there and here today. Whoa.
Turn 4.
That's what it looked like Joseph Newgarden did.
Look at this. The left rear suspension's broken on Newgarden's car. Oh, the wheel's gone.
Yeah, and he almost didn't make it back to pit road. I think a lot of teams were thinking.
Yeah, no left rear.
Where's the left rear?
Oh, I see that.
I see that. So I think a lot of teams were trying to dive, thinking that Newgarden might bring out a caution, including among them Romain Grosjean, who's going to come down pit road this time as well. So a chaotic start here. Right, race 1 here at Detroit.
Good left rear.
Let's show you Joseph Newgarden and Hitachi Chevrolet. What happened? Just what happened as he was wrestling Colton Herta. Oh, that was a little later.
That's the overshoot at the back straightaway. And that thing bounced and hit the AMR safety truck, so they must have not gotten the wheel nut on.
I think that shot that we got earlier, you couldn't see the wheel nut on. I mean,
it looked like it, yeah. These guys are hanging on. The lap times are absolutely falling apart for Ed Jones. He's down in the minute 22 range. They were running 1:18s at the start of the race. Let's ride on board and just listen to the back of Sato's car. These guys are going to be sliding around a lot.
Great job, Tacoma. P4, keep picking them away. How are the Reds holding up?
Here we go, Will Power on Ed Jones. That's for the lead of the race in the Verizon Chevrolet for Team Penske. There's Sato in that MyJack entry. Dixon fighting with Pagenaud right there.
That gets Dixon to 4th, so now we get to see, can Will Power hang on to the car on Reds, because Ed Jones is really struggling. No,
look
Sato!
Out, look out.
That was bold.
No attack, no chance. The two-time Indy 500 winner gets through, and so too does Dixon. That black and red Verizon Chevy, that's Will Power. He knows how to win here on the Belle Isle streets, and he leads at the moment. Yet to pit, but he is far from the only one. However, the interesting thing is Power and Takuma Sato, who sits second. Sato's made up 14 positions, by the way, from where he started. They're on that softer compound red Firestone tyre. The next one in line is Scott Dixon, and he's the next one that's a point of difference. He is on that primary harder compound tyre. He's going to stay out there for a lot longer.
Yeah, he'll probably try to run the full fuel range, which is about 24 or 25 laps. So Sato looking good. But in order to really make it work, Marty, I think Dixon needs to make a move on Sato, and he goes for it in one.
Got that spot up to second, and I think those primary tires for Scott Dixon are certainly going to pay off for him. Listening in on Will Power's strategy up front in the lead right now, they told him, go as hard as you can go. We need 4 to 5 more laps. So Townsend, that's going to take him into the range where they can make it on one more stop. The pit stops happened so early, we didn't get to really explain what that meant. So the teams that pitted early on, they'll have to pit 2 more times as well. So Power strategy, they'll pit here in about 4 to 5 laps and only have to pit 1 more time, Kevin.
Jimmy Johnson is in. He was running at the back, and this stop is not strategy. He said, I'm down on power. Something's wrong. And they've got something wrong with the throttle pedal. They're looking into it, so it's going to be a longer stop. By the way, Scott Pruitt is now as a strategist, driver coach, the second winningest driver in IMSA history, 2-time IndyCar race winner, is talking Jimmy through this and told him he's doing great. But unfortunately, he may not get to run all the laps today.
Look at this angry little bunch headed by Simon Pagenaud in that Menards Chevy, then Marcus Erickson, the Hy-Vee Honda right there. That's Santino Ferrucci. He's back for Rahal Letterman Lanigan after being the highest team car at the Indianapolis 500 2 weeks ago. That bright blue car, that's the Chevy from Carlin for Max Chilton.
This is on board with Graham Rahal. Another driver that started on the harder compound as Alexander Rossi makes a move with Pato Award. So those are the cars on the 3-stop strategy. Rossi to the front.
Let's go for a ride here with Award. Just look how brutal this track is. Scott Dixon for the lead of the race in the PNC Bank Honda. Remember those difference in tyres. He's not on the same setup as Will Power. Power is starting to fade. Those softer tyres are going away. Dixon has gone to the front.
So if this thing stays green, Scott Dixon needs to go hard right now on the harder blacks as Rossi continues his march through the field. Rossi making bold moves. Now he's behind Graham Rahal. So Dixon's going to pit in the next few laps and come out, I think, right around Sebastian Bourdais, but that allows Alexander Rossi, Graham Rahal, Award Herta to get back to the front when those pit stops happen.
Oh, big crash! Felix Rosenqvist! Oh my goodness!
Looks like the front end of the nose pretty heavily compromised. Let's see if my theory holds true. Oh boy. Almost went out of the park. It's right on board.
It sounded like the throttle stuck.
Holy cow. The throttle did stick. That was bizarre. It sounded like he went to a downshift and then had wide open throttle on the limiter as Sam Schmidt, the team owner, looks on.
That was frightening.
So I don't think that had anything to do with the steering rack. You never know what to expect on a Will Power start or restart. He can change things up. What does he do? He tries to get after it. He gets loose, though, on the throttle. Power sideways as they come to green.
Here we go. The Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix is back underway, and there's a Chevrolet at the front with Will Power. The fans appreciate the racing resuming.
Erickson with a big slide through turn 1. That red and white Husky Chocolates car all over the place. Little slicing and dicing further back. Pagenaud defends there in the bright yellow car. That's Rinus VK trying to challenge to the outside.
A few people having a look. Up the inside, there's Pato Award wheel to wheel with Graham Rahal. Do they get through turn 3? They do, but they're scrambling. This is Alexander Rossi in the pink Auto Nation car. Out wide. This is Award. The arrow on board. Graham Rahal in the 5th Third Bank Honda up ahead. He has a think. He looks on the inside.
No. Rahal saw him coming and left him room. Now Award's got a run on Scotty McLaughlin down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, that's Jack Harvey and Pagano side by side. Dixon anxious to get by. It's getting crazy.
Inside Roman Grosjean, there's Scott Dixon. And Graham Rahal tries to return the favor on Award. This is frantic here in Detroit.
Award with a huge power slide around the outside. Great car control. Dixon is really anxious to take advantage of his sticker red tires and make something happen.
Working on Jack Harvey, there he is. And that's McLaughlin trying to defend from the orange and black arrow machine of Pato Award. Here's Dixon on Harvey. Straight through on the inside, no worries.
That puts Dixon up into 8th.
Look at them jostling.
Oh.
It's Herder looking for an inside option on Graham Rahal. There you go on board the Gainbridge Honda. Watch him come through this tunnel. Turn 2.
He's trying to square up the exit, driving it like an oval, trying to stay low and keep air on his front wing for extra grip, but he doesn't quite have the run up the road, though. It is still wild side-by-side running.
Inside, that's Sebastian Bourdais on
Look at Pato Award trying to get by Scotty McLaughlin here. Award is determined to hang on to the lead pack.
That was Alex Palou, beg your pardon. That Sebastian Bourdais was fighting with. Now he focuses in on the Hy-Vee Honda of Santino Ferrucci. Here we go. And that's McLaughlin yielding that position to Pato Award. Herder, Rahal. Rahal holds that inside position. Here comes Rossi on his teammate.
Oh man, Rossi trying to find any little gap. If it opens, he's going to stuff it in there. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead continues to tighten.
Oh, bring it on. Bring it on. This is effectively first, second, and third. Will Power, Marcus Erickson, Rinus VeeKay. 3 different nationalities, 3 different teams. And one with dramatically less experience. That's the guy in third, Rinus VeeKay, right there. At 20 years of age. He's up against an Indy 500 winner and a champ, and a guy who did nearly 100 Formula One Grand Prix. This is exciting stuff. So, let's reset. 13 to go. And Erickson is doing a really good job of not letting Power go, or is Power doing a better job of managing the situation?
I've been watching closely, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what it might be. It looks to me like Power's balance is pretty good. I think he's just kind of making sure that he doesn't slide the rears further up the road, though. That's Jimmy Johnson in the 48, who's improving a little bit on pace lap after lap. Let's ride on board here with Johnson looking out the back as the leaders catch him. What's Johnson going to do here? They're entering the tightest section on the track. There's kind of nowhere to hide right here.
Stay after it, man. 8's right behind you.
What do you think Power's saying on the radio right now?
Yep. There we go.
Goes.
Johnson stays out of it.
3 cars, you got to let go by. Good job, guys.
3 cars to let go by. As Power comes around to complete another lap out of turn 13. 14 coming up. This is one of the fastest sections of the track. 2 points of the track, they reach about 175 miles an hour. That is high speed on a short, bumpy track that's only 2.35 miles long. Turn 2. This is one of the longest stretches here, down to 3.
12 seconds to the next car in front of you.
Meanwhile, Takuma Sato starting to draw a little bit closer to VeeKay.
For the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix, can Will Power do it? Just think about his boss and the guy who gave him the biggest break of his racing career, Roger Penske, the owner of this series, the owner of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the man who has done so much for the city of Detroit, and in particular this event and this venue. If Will could break the drought and give him his first win of the year. Inside for third, this is Sato. Gets by Rinus VeeKay.
Sato might have something to say for Will Power up front if he can get now to Erickson with moves like that, Lee. He's got a shot.
Goes a lap down, let's get him.
And he's got 9 seconds more of push to pass on these final 6.5 laps.
Sato's 5 seconds back. Only 7 laps to go, so it would take a lot, but Sato charging hard. That puts him on the podium with the move.
Erickson's been using a lot of push to pass to try and bridge this gap. There's Sato in the background. Got to get by AJ Foyt Racing's Dalton Kellett.
Oh, no. Come on, Kellett. Give a chance.
He's waiting up here. He'll clear the way. He'll clear the way for Taku.
I don't know if he will. Not in turn 1.
Might be easier here on the run down to turn 3.
Now Sato's got to run through 3.
Good job. Way to go. You got them in between you. Good job. Great job, Takuma. Go get those guys.
Meaning you got him in between you two. He's talking about Dalton Kellett in between. By the way, Pato O'Ward has caught VK as well in the background. Oh, and Roman Grosjean is in the wall.
Oh, we're going to get a restart.
Such a good weekend, so many good drives, and now the field is going to be brought together.
And Liz is like, are you serious? It's going to stack everybody up. Second red flag of the day. They're spinning the motor, but no ignition. Oh boy.
Oh no.
It will not fire. It will just not happy on the radio, obviously, but they keep trying here, and it's not cranking. Holy smokes. This is your concern as a strategist or a engineer?
Unplug the jump battery.
Oh no, now
they're worried.
they're pushing them out of the way.
Yeah.
When they do that,
They're going to send the rest of the field.
exactly. Oh.
They are going around Will Power. Wow.
Oh, that is a gut-wrenching blow to Will Power, the Verizon team, and Team Penske. He has led the most laps in this race, 37 of the laps thus far. And within 5, actually less than that,
Copy.
the engine will not fire. With Marcus Erickson of Chip Ganassi Racing at the head of the field, the blue and white car is Takuma Sato of Rahal Letterman Lanigan and Rinus VK, ready to go racing here in Detroit. Can it be the first time win for Marcus Erickson? Pace car is off, turn 13, turn 14.
Oh, big slide, there it is.
Here we go, and that was a really good start from Erickson. He got a jump.
VK and O'Ward battling really hard. O'Ward almost loses it. That's VK inside Sato.
Here comes O'Ward on Sato.
Clear. Keep going. 2 back.
Sato's gone from
follows you.
2nd to 4th.
Sato's got stuff all over his tires now. There are marbles everywhere offline. Meanwhile, Erickson opens up his lead.
Pagenaud looking at Jones. Whoa, that's forceful. Through goes Simon Pagenaud. Through goes Graham Rahal.
Rahal's going to get 2 in 1 corner. Nice job, 15.
And Santino Ferrucci and Simon Pagenaud come together. And again, and again.
Look at how slippery it is. Pagenaud in a full-on drift, tons of wheel spin.
We knew this was going to be wild, but maybe not this wild. In these closing laps, Dixon trying to get by Pagenaud now on the inside of that bright yellow Menard Chevy.
Everybody laying down big black streaks as they try to get the power down on these dirty tires.
Look out, here come the kids. VK and O'Ward, a 20-year-old and a 22-year-old. Both on the podium at the moment with 2.5 laps to go. Hearing a report that Will Power, Team Penske, did get him fired up, and he's left pit road.
Look at VK. VK is all kinds of sideways out of the final 2 corners. He cleaned it up a little bit there, but O'Ward is probably going to have a chance here coming out of turn 2.
Well, these 2 guys in 2nd and 3rd, they will not be afraid to throw everything they've got at Marcus Erickson. But this is a unique opportunity for Marcus Erickson. He has never been in the lead of an IndyCar race this late in an IndyCar race.
VK has 10 seconds more of push to pass than Marcus Erickson. So if VK can get his tires cleaned up and settle in here, he might have a shot.
He likes to be known as the sneaky Swede, sneaky fast, sneaky good. Well, he's going to have to be sneaky strong over these last 1.5 laps.
Oh, O'Ward with a huge moment there. Lap and a half to go.
+4 to Sato behind, no pressure. It's all forward.
175 miles an hour up into turn 7. Up and around the fountain section here. Left, left, left. And O'Ward's not done with yet. Let's go on board, the arrow on board. What a day it has been here today. And mixed feelings for Arrow McLaren
White
SP.
flag at the line.
Because it was the other car Pato Award's teammate Felix Rosenqvist, who had the most colossal of crashes. But he is okay big picture-wise.
White flag.
White flag.
Less than 2.5 miles to go for Marcus Erickson, who hasn't won in a decade since GP2.
+4.
Is today his breakout day? That's what we think. We will see.
Tires are pretty much cleaned up now for everyone, so we'll see what kind of pure pace they have. Award continues to pressure VK. VK seems to struggle a little bit to make much ground up on Erickson. Coming to the back straightaway, VK still has 23 seconds to push to pass, and it's time to use all of it.
Well, there's going to be an IndyCar record tied here if things stay as is. That is 7 different winners in the first 7 races. There's a 30-year-old Swede out in front by the name of Marcus Erickson. He did almost 100 Formula One Grand Prix. The last time he won was in GP2, one of the feeder series to Formula One at the Nürburgring in 2013. While these two youngsters scrap over second, it's going to be the sneaky Swede who drives his way to victory lane. One more turn for Marcus Erickson. Erickson in Detroit.
Checkered flag, good job, buddy.
Wins for the first time in his IndyCar career.
Beautiful job, and Rinus VK just hanging on to the second spot after
Awesome job today, buddy.
furious pressure from Pato Award.
How about that? First time winner is the theme of the year. Joining Alex Palou, Pato Award, and Rinus VK, there have been 4 first-time winners this year. That's the Children's Miracle Network moment of the race. Congratulations, Chip Ganassi Racing and Marcus Erickson.
Boy, it sounded like there was a lot of emotion. What were the emotions coming to the checkered flag, Marcus?
I don't know. It's been such a long time for me, and it's been tough year.
10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even remember. I was a kid when I won last time, so yeah, I feel so good.
Did you honestly expect that you would be a contender today here on the streets of Detroit?
I know coming here, you know, I had my best result here 2 years ago with my 2nd place, so I really liked this track then. So I knew coming into this weekend, you know, I had a lot of confidence. But still, you know, we had a bit of a disappointing qualifying. Good practice yesterday, though, so we knew we had a good race car. And then, for once, you know, things fell my way, and it's just feels really good.
Watch the Rev Group Grand Prix, Sunday, June 20th at noon on NBCSN.